All right, hello everybody. This is JaydeMoon,
And this is Sternhund.
and we're bringing you another cast of the EfU StarCraft 2 tournament. What is going on?
Oh my goodness. These are not Zerg workers.
No, what?
And those are not Protoss workers.
What is this?
Wait, you don't know about this?
No, what happened?
So Blizzard decided to bring back the Warhound for April Fool's Day, and they decided to give every race the Warhound so that no race could complain about balance.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty trippy because you see a worker run in your base and you think you're under attack.
Oh, well, I could see if you didn't know what was going on and you're like Zerg, and all of a sudden you look up and there's like all these Terran units in your base. Like that could totally screw you up.
It'll really trip you out. So, I guess in the top right is Sternhund, me, and in the bottom left is Caster, the Protoss. And so PvZ, or ZVP, is actually the only matchup I can speak intelligently on. And this matchup is made really interesting with the changes of Heart of the Swarm. Before, Protoss would normally like try to kill the Zerg player relatively early before the Zerg player could get the Broodlord and Infestor composition, which was pretty much unstoppable. But now with Heart of the Swarm, the table has turned significantly because Infestor Broodlord is not that scary anymore. What's really scary is Sky Toss. Like, Sky Toss is just frustrating and like impossible to beat. So the Zerg player almost always has to kill the Protoss like fast. So
Yeah, it changes the whole metagame. These changes.
it's really interesting. It's subtle, but like drastic at the same time.
Well, you know the Oracle's going to come, so I mean, you might as well just build a spore crawler right now.
So it looks like Caster, he put his forward pylon out. He's going for the early Nexus and the Forge Fast Expand. And meanwhile, looks like I'm doing a 15 pool to start.
Right?
And expanding. And I like the little touches. Like with the Zerg, I always put my first Overlord on the second expand or the natural expansion to witness any like cannon proxy.
Yeah, shenanigans, exactly.
And then, as you see right now, this Overlord is then going to move to the third to scout for shenanigans there. It seems to be standard play that Zergo 3 hatch versus Protoss, so I think that's what I do this game.
Especially when they forge fast expand. I mean, there's nothing to do but go for your third. You've got to stay one ahead.
Oh yeah, Protoss units produce so slowly that you definitely have plenty of time to expand and like get that economy up and have all sorts of fun.
So Caster is Caster, and arguably one of the best EfU players of StarCraft 2.
Yeah, that's right. In Winds of Liberty, he was ranked in the Master League, so he was some pretty serious stuff right there. So this is interesting. He didn't actually go for a Forge fast expand. He went for like a Gateway fast expand into a Forge. I wonder if that's a new style. I'm unfamiliar with that.
Nope, I have not seen that before. So meanwhile, you're not Sternhund, you're Earmouse.
Yeah, I'm using the moniker Earmouse.
And where does that come from?
I think Johannes put up a picture of a mouse with an ear on its back that was like biologically mutated, and it was kind of like fucked up in a charming sort of way, and I thought it kind of would make a cute username.
Ah, I see. That's where that comes from.
Yeah, because I think it used to be Johannes's avatar on the forums. I'm not sure what it is now. I think it's like a mad scientist now, but.
Right, I remember the picture. It was circulating on the interwebs for a little bit.
Right, people were horrified, saying like biology's evil.
Right, except for the guy who got that ear.
Oh yeah,
He was pretty thrilled.
Oh yeah, you can imagine.
Right.
So I'm doing this worker split here because even though with Heart of the Swarm it tells you that you want out of 24 workers at each base, you actually get full saturation, or well, significantly. Pretty much full saturation at 16 out of 24 workers, so I want both of these expansions to be at 24 or 16 workers.
Right.
I transferred too many units though, because now my natural expansion has 18 and my main has 12. But it's very important to transfer your workers. You get a lot more money that way. Meanwhile, Caster here has 4 Zealots and he's moving out. He's got a very sexy Zealot skin. They look like they came out of the movie Tron.
They look like they're hallucinated units, actually.
They kind of do, don't they?
That would confuse me, and I would be angry. I call shenanigans.
So Caster is aware of the third base. He scouted it with a worker earlier on, and so it looks like that's where he's headed. And he's bringing his Mama Ship Core with him.
Ah, the Mothership Core, yet another unbalanced, overpowered piece of crap.
So to react to this, you can see in the production tab that I made a bunch of Zerglings.
Right.
And I'm trying to get the Spine Crawler up, so let's see if this works out. So one Zealot can take on 4 Zerglings, so a Zealot battle almost always favors the Zealot, or a Zealot versus Zergling battle almost always favors the Zealot as a result.
Well, you definitely have to surround him with a lot of units. I mean, a Zealot's 100 minerals.
Right.
And 4 Zerglings is 100 minerals.
Absolutely. But I think, like, Caster might have come out ahead in that engagement. I forget how many Zerglings I made in response to that, but I made a Spine Crawler in my natural, a Spine Crawler in my third base, and I made a lot of Zerglings. And that all in exchange for 400 minerals, so I think that put Caster ahead by a little bit.
That's exactly right. I mean, it shows that he's lost a little bit more in resources, but you've got to account for the stuff that you had to do to respond. That's not going to help you in the later game.
So Caster's making 3 more gateways in his main base, and we're seeing a Dark Shrine come up, so we're going to see probably some nasty DT play, and a Twilight Council came up. His +1 is about to finish, so that makes for a good timing push if he chooses to go for that. So he's kind of moving out, but doesn't really look like he has anything too scary. Meanwhile, back in my base, looks like droning. You see some Zerglings in the production tab. +1 ranged, +1 carapace, and going to layer.
Lair tech, where all the fun stuff starts.
Oh yeah, that's when it gets serious.
And it looks like you're upgrading your ranged attack.
Yeah, that's true. Like I usually like to go roaches in a Protoss or against a Protoss opponent. Zerglings are they have good DPS, but they're just too flimsy against like large balls of Protoss. The only way to break that up is to throw some roach acid on there. And so the +1 range upgrade does make a huge difference in that regard.
Right, and then if with Sky Toss being a challenge, you can easily move into Hydras if you need to.
If you look over here, we've got some Dark Templars moving in.
Oh, and he's splitting them up. What a jerk!
What a jerk! Now, unfortunately for me, as you can see, I have no Overseers, no Spore Crawlers. This is gonna hurt. So the guy in the natural base hits first. We have a guy in the third base. Looks like we have 2 guys in the main base, and they're sniping off that queen as well. Oh god.
Horrible.
And then he moves in. So I finally got an Overseer in the second base to deal with those guys. But meanwhile, Caster is like wrecking the third.
Right.
Probes and hatcheries dying everywhere, and finally my units make it down there to say, hey, what's up?
Well, you might have done a little better if you sent one of these like 15 Overseers you made down there to help, like maybe drop some changelings or something.
Or something, yeah. Where did those Overseers go? Are they all dead?
There's 3 right over your natural.
Oh, actually I see 4. Oh, that's terrible. Some terrible play right there. So he got the third base. He sniped off the third base, which is crucial for Protoss, and he's capturing a third base.
Right,
so Protoss
standing on the back
way,
of that.
way ahead. Even if he just stays on 2 base and keeps me on 2 base, that will keep him in enough of a lead that he could probably win this game. And he's got this proxy forward, or this forward pylon here. He's making more guys. Looks like he's about to knock down these rocks, maybe? Maybe
well, he was
not.
attacking to change things, but...
Right, now he doesn't have to do the sneaky DT stuff. Now he could probably just army up since the Zerg player is on 2 base. Oh man, I have 5 Overseers. Those are some very nice force fields.
Yeah, he's not horrible at force fields, that's for certain.
He knows what he's doing. And he's got a ton of sentries and lots of energy to go around.
Though, if he really wants to perfect his game. You should talk to Tyler, because Tyler, he's got some good force field placement in that last game we saw.
Yeah, pro force field on that ramp. Queen is down. Oh man, this hurts to watch. This is every Zerg's nightmare, having like the Protoss right on your ramp right here. So you can't really reinforce from one direction. You have to like, you just sit there and die. So he's got the second base, he's got all the workers, and that's game.
That is it. Well, that's a pretty crushing blow right there.
I know, those 5 overseers didn't help me whatsoever.
No.
Maybe if I dropped a bunch of changelings.
Right, and then I told them to attack.
That would have been cute. Alright, so that's game 1, and we'll see you guys in game 2.